What's up, guys? NASCAR King number 88 here, and today I am going to rank all 9 Dogman books, including the newly published Grime and Punishment. Dogman is a book series that holds a very special place in my heart growing up, and after finishing the Captain Underpants series, I just went straight to the next series Pilkey was making. Now, there will be a spoiler alert in effect from now until the end of the video. So if you haven't read all 9 books yet and you want to, please click away from this video like right now. You have been warned. Good. Now, also I am not a book reviewer, and this will not be in the New York Times or something like that. So just take this ranking video very lightly. Anyway, on to the countdown. Number 9, and my least favorite book of the series, is probably going to be, yes it is actually, going to be the second installment, Dogman Unleashed. Personally, I do not dislike this book, but I just feel like that it's the weakest in the bunch. Nothing is outright bad about this book. It's just that there's just so much opportunity, and they played it safe with the new villains like Flat Petey and the new characters. It was just an okay sort of book, in my personal opinion. So now, the 8th best book, or number 8 on my list, is book number 8, Dogman Fetch 22. Once again, it's not a bad book. It's just that, for example, the Fair Fairy just didn't have enough character to become a new villain. She just yells and screams when nothing goes her way. Unfair. Being unfair. That's comedy. Well, that's comedy right there, America. Anyways, about screaming, that's kind of... Oh, wait, never mind. That's kind of what everybody does in this book, especially Petey. Anyways, what I really liked about this book, though, was, like, you know, Molly and the return of Flippy with the 22 tadpoles. They just worked, Molly and Flippy worked so nicely in the book that they don't get enough praise, in my personal opinion. And that's why it gets the upper hand on Dogman Unleashed. Now that that's out of the way, you know, I also noticed something, that Dogman Unleashed has been like on the top 3 or something, top 3. I don't personally think it deserves the praise that it gets. It's not the best book of them all. Now, number 7 on the list is book number 4, Dogman and Cat Kid. Now, after the bottom 2, it was a lot harder to rank books number 4 and 7 on the list. But I think that out of those few, I think that the book 4 was the least interesting, in my opinion. The movie idea was great, personally, but the robots being the big bad villains in the book, trying to terrorize the city, were just thrown in there. Like, if the switch that the guard was holding at the studios wasn't there, I'm 100% going to be personally honest, the only true villain would have been Petey himself, just him, the cat. On to the next book. Number 6. Number 6 on my list is Dogman book number 3, A Tale of Two Kitties. I really liked Little Petey, especially in the book he's introduced, which is this one when he gets cloned. When he was cloned, I knew that good things were ahead for Petey, and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't make him evil. The only true complaint I have for this book is that, like, Dr. Dookie from the Super Awesome Science Center over there and his assistant, I feel they're just thrown in there to just be jerks to Dogman, and it wasn't very nice. Same thing for those, like, 2 cops that are seen every once in a while. I just personally think that they're jerks. They're just there to be jerks. And another reason why they were jerks was when Flippy was let go, and when he ran away after that, the 2 cops just confronted him and saying that you were a bad dog and all that. You'll never be good, and yada yada yada. But speaking of Flippy, I don't understand how they removed all of his organs during that surgery in one of those chapters, and all of his organs are going to replace with mechanics. If you remove everything, then how are you supposed to study the original brain when the mechanical brain's inside the actual body and you probably threw out the rest of the organs? Whatever. That's my personal opinion for the sixth best book. Now we're at the halfway point. Time for number 5. Number 5 is book number 6, Dogman Brawl of the Wild. Originally, I was gonna have this book be put in last on the list, but after reading all the books again, just to put the ranking not perfect, but put the ranking the way it's supposed to, for my opinion, I just realized that it actually teaches something really, really important. That the world can be a cruel and mean, cold place, but you have to be good to make other things good to make the world a better place. The reason I was going to have this book in last was because literally almost every new character and everybody was mean to Dogman, and it left a bad taste in my mouth after reading the book. Overall, though, a really realistic book about the world. Now for fourth, my personal opinion, the fourth best Dogman book in the series is the original, Dogman. Everything about the book is just timeless. And every single one of the chapters and everything is just on point. The opening chapter with the introduction to Petey and his, his vacuum cleaner. The Robo Chief chapter, the chapter where he erases all the books in the world, so it makes everybody stupid. That one's awesome. That one was amazing. Also, the hot dog chapter, the last one, all were amazing and heart-filled. And I just have no complaints for this book. That's how good it is. That's overall. It's just a great book, overall. Now that we are in the top 3, basically now we're in the books that are so good that they're on another level, and I would not mind rereading it anytime. So, third place, number 3 on my list, is book number 5, Dogman, Lord of the Fleas. Now, before reading all the books again, like I said, this was going to be my favorite book. But now, I've moved it down to a solid 3rd place in the book, which is still good. This is truly the first book that opens up about Petey's past and how he was betrayed by his friends. Speaking of friends, the Fleas are an amazing trio. Crunky and Bub make for awesome comic reliefs. And Piggy is, in my opinion, like a true villain. Like, he betrays Petey as a kid, and now he wants to bring him back to the dark side. But Petey thinks about his son, little Petey, and decides to join the side of justice, and is welcomed with open arms with the super buddies and all that jazz. Now, time for second. And now, in my opinion, the number 2 best book in the Dogman series is book number 7, For Whom the Ball Rolls. Now, this book continues from the 5th book, explaining Petey's dark and deep past. This time with his father. And when he stole all of Petey's stuff in the house, when that happened, it showed, for the first time, it showed little Petey that the world is an awful place. But, once again, you need to be good to make a difference in this big world that we call home. And just one last note from this book. Commander Cupcake is an awesome fake superhero. And it always gives me a good chuckle towards the end when he was in the right place at the right personal time. Now, I'm not sure if you guys were keeping track of all the books that I mentioned already, but if you have, then you already know what number 1 is. And you're probably already starting to get angry, but it doesn't matter. It's my book. You can do whatever. My series, you can do whatever you want. But I think the number 1 best Dogman book of all time is, in fact, the latest one, Dogman, Grime and Punishment. Now, I know what you're thinking. oh, this guy's just gonna make everything that comes, every new thing that comes out is his favorite book or movie or whatever. No, this book is on a different level. It is amazing across every aspect. The mayor becoming a selfish jerk was super surprising, even though we only seen him in like the first book for like a little bit, towards the end of chapter 2. And the mighty motor brain was hilarious with its results, with them getting all buff and all that with Big Jim and Petey's father. And the Catman spinoff was clever, and also I'm not sure if you noticed, but in one of the chapters, I think it was chapter 9 or something like that, the cover for the chapter was a rip-off of the original. Like, it was a rip-off of the first book. So I thought that was pretty funny. Like, parodying yourself and all that. It was clever and funny, just to say. And then the continuation of Flippy and the 22 tadpoles was great. And then also, the claymation that ADHD made was super creative and awesome. And it was so different from all the other books. Not only Dogman, but across all the other ones, like Captain Underpants, Amulets, and all other books that I've read before. Like Freddy, Junie B. Jones. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. This was when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I'm not babyish. Nowadays, at least. And then the grandpa situation just was moving, and it made me shed a lot of tears. What gave the book away was the last 2 chapters, where Petey finally decided to forgive his father for all the rude and terrible things that he's done. And then went the very last scene where Petey and Lily go to his mother's grave. They decide that he says that they're in their heart. She's in their hearts, not just down in the grave. And that taught me a lesson. And it should teach you a lesson too. That you should love your parents while they're still here, because they won't be here forever. So you should love them while they're still here. They brought you into this world. So you should give back to them with love. That's just my personal opinion. There you go. Though that is the top 9, all 9 Dogman books ranked. So consider leaving a like on this video if you want to, I guess. That was my list, and I hope you like it, because this video is probably 15 minutes long. Wow, look at that. Look at that. The length of the video. That's terribly long. I hope my next video probably won't be as long as this, but it should be good. I should post it probably tomorrow or something like that. But if you want to, leave your rankings of all 9 books, or 8 books, or 7 books, however many you read. Leave your rankings down in the comments and explain why number 1 is your favorite. And if you like what you saw, consider liking and subscribing. I'll pin the best ranking, and also once again explain, if I haven't told you yet, explain why why your favorite Dogman book is your favorite Dogman book. But I'll pin the best one, and like and subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.